Hi, my name is Dowd. I'm one of the steering committee members of the Gecko study. Today we'll be going over how to check for missing data. So the first thing you need to do is go to the REDCap Global Search website. You want to then enter in your login credentials and press login. Once we're logged in, we want to navigate to the My Project section, and we then want to go to the Gecko Data Collection Project. Once here, you'll see a tab on the left-hand side. One thing you'll be familiar with is where you can enter in new records, so by clicking here. Now, if you look down further, you'll see a section which is called Reports. In this section, there's something called the Missing Day 30-day report. If you click on this, it should bring you to the Missing Day report. This can take a few seconds to load as there can be quite a few records. So once it loads, it should show you a table of all the records that you have entered at your hospital site. I can see a lot more of the records as I'm not associated with a particular hospital. The key things to be aware of in this table are on the left-hand side is you have your record ID. So these are all the records you have entered at your hospital. The data access group. This is just the name of your hospital. It's not so relevant. And then there are three main columns. So this first column is a total number of missing key data fields in the preoperative form. Then it is a total number of missing key data fields in the intraoperative form. And similarly, the total number of missing key data fields in the 30-day postoperative form. I've created a dummy record to demonstrate how this works. So record 14 is just a made-up record. The data in it doesn't make any sense, but it's just for demonstration purposes. Here, what we can see is the table shows there are two key pieces of information which are missing in the preoperative form. There's nothing missing in the intraoperative form, and there are 4 pieces of key information which are missing in the postoperative form. So if we open up this record in a new tab, and as we can see, we're in the preoperative form. If we scroll to the bottom, we can see there are 2 key pieces of information missing, and it tells us which one are missing. So this tells us that age is missing and BMI is missing from our record. So if we scroll to the top, we can see yes, age is indeed missing. So we can just enter a random number, age 23, and BMI was missing. So we can just enter any number here. And if we scroll to the bottom, the really key thing that we need to do is save. So we can save and go to the next form, or save and exit. There are different options. The most important thing is to save. Then we go into the intraoperative form. So if you remember, it said there was 0 key piece of information missing. So at the bottom, you can see there's nothing missing. So again, we can click save and go to the next form. And at the 30-day, if you scroll to the bottom, you can see there are 4 pieces of information missing here. So once we enter all those 4 pieces of information, so here, what else is missing? Here. Just making update at the moment, just for completion purposes. And you can see now all the key pieces of data that were missing have been completed. And the important thing to do again is to save and go to the next form, or save and exit. So if I close this now, and then I refresh this page, and if we now go to record 14, it will show that there are 0 pieces of information in the pre, intra, and the postoperative form. And this is what we should be aiming for all records that have been entered for the hospital. Now, in some cases, you'll see that it is just blank. It doesn't show a number. Now, what this means is that we haven't yet calculated how many pieces of data are missing. So what you need to do for these records are, you need to open, so imagine if hospital record ID 14 was blank here, blank here, blank here. What we would need to do is we need to open this into a new form and into a new tab, or in the same tab, and then just go into each form, and at the bottom click save and exit, and save and go to the next form. And if you go back to the bottom, save and go to the next form. After saving each page, when you'd come back and refresh the page here, this should update and give you a number. So it either will tell you have 0 piece of key data missing, or there will be a number. So at the end of when you're done with this process of checking for missing data, it should show 0 across the board, and there shouldn't be any kind of blank cells. A blank cell basically indicates that you have not gone into the form and saved it. If, for example, let's take record ID 6, it shows there is 1 key data missing here, and you open the form, and you scroll to the bottom, and there's no yellow sign or no indication that any of the key data piece is missing. What this means is that the form isn't updated, and all you need to do is click on the form and save it. And once you come back and refresh this page, it will show 0. So it's always important to just go back and make sure that you save each form, and we're aiming for 0 across the board. So this is one way of checking for missing data. The other method is we will be emailing across with Excel sheets, including all the hospital record IDs and what key information pieces are missing. So the Excel sheet will look something like this. I've just taken a random hospital, and you can see all the records which you have entered at your site, and it'll show you the missing percentage. This will show you the total percentage of fields which is missing. And if you scroll across, I'll show you what information you're missing for each one of these records. So NA means not applicable, so it's okay, it can be missing for now, but the rest of the information should be completed. So we're aiming for, again, 0% for missing percentages across the board. So you can either use the Excel sheet, which we'll be emailing over, or you can use the missing data report on REDCap, which can be found on the left-hand column at the bottom here. If you have any questions, please feel free to email us.